My little fan club here. Man, with all these men and talking about dicks, I feel like I ought to be one or something. There's a lot of hormonal stuff going on. Anyway, it is so freaking hot that this is not the time of year that you admit that you're a Tucson native. People will blame you for the heat. I did it one time. So I imagine you're real proud of it being hot. You think it's funny that I burned my feet going out to get the paper? I have third-degree burns. You think that's funny? So you wait until they're enjoying the weather. Because we have about 5 months of good weather, right? And you hear their state is like ravaged with tornadoes and earthquakes and all kinds of stuff. And then you say, how you like it here? I'm born here. Yeah, I was born here. So thank God for air conditioning. I grew up a swamp cooler here in Tucson. Oh my God, you know, nowadays that'd be child abuse. You smoke in your car and you have a swamp cooler, you're going to prison, right? Thank God of all the neat gadgets. OnStar. Man, does anybody ever have OnStar? It has advanced so much, I predict myself being in a car wreck. This is OnStar on Old Mill Road. We see you're in a very bad accident. According to our data, you'll be dead in 2 minutes without that blood pooling on the floorboard. Would there be a song that you'd like to hear? And by the way, your van, even though it's demolished, needs its 5,000-mile oil change. Cell phones. When did everybody get so important they need cell phones? When I grew up, and there's a lot of youngsters around here, it was only drug dealers and doctors, right? So on the way to work, you notice everybody's on the cell phone. Who are they talking to? Shouldn't people be working and getting ready for school? Sometimes there used to be that wave at people in the intersection. Now they look at me sadly because I'm not on the cell phone. So I pick mine up. Yeah, I know people. I'm talking. And what about Facebook and MySpace? You know, that is totally for the youngsters. When I look, and I vicariously go through in my partner's MySpace and Facebook, when there are 50 and 60-year-old people on it, something's wrong. MySpace for them should be My Wrinkles. And Facebook should be Bag of Bones or something. They have no business being on it. And it's a really neat way to check up on your children, too. GPS. Everybody told me you needed a GPS. So we finally get one. Little did I know, one of my daughters rigged it right after we opened it. She rigged it to avoid highways. On the way to LA, I almost threw the goddamn thing out the window 40 times. I said, what the hell's wrong with this thing? I paid good money for it. Then when we get off the highway to go get gas, it told me to get back on the interstate. Finally, when we get there, she tells me what's going on and laughs her ass off and fixes it for me, okay? So in my closing, I just want to remind you men and women, always, always, always wash your hand numerous times after using Bengay or Deep Heat. Men, bad. And women, it's amazing how that stuff can come through tissue paper. Okay? So I want you to leave that little advice. And then another one, something profoundly to think about. Because in the year 2010, depression will be the most debilitating thing out there in our country. So imagine how it would be to try to teach suicide prevention when you're suicidal. My name's Debbie M.G. Thank you.
All right, been away all those years, still got it. Great.